Hey everyone, welcome to Regiments, a brand new Cold War game. Right now it's in playtest, but I'm seeing a lot of issues with people understanding the mechanics. So we're going to go in depth on some of the most basic mechanics. And basically, if you're a new player, you will play this game far more effectively and have tons more fun and bring a ton of violence to the enemy. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to click on operations. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to pick a active operation or a save slot. All right, and this is pretty much where people start to get tripped up. You only have one operation available. Over here, you're just going to click to battle. There are varying degrees of difficulty. We're just going to keep it on medium. All right, now time to enter the crazy zone. So let's just start at the top. All right, over here on the left-hand side, you're going to see the amount of phases you have left. That means you have basically 8 20-minute rounds to achieve this objective over here on the right-hand side, which is victory points. You see 170, 200, 230. Each of those are just varying degrees of victory. We'll go over how to earn victory points next. Over here, right here, by the gold star, you're going to see operational authority. These are the amount of points you can spend, and we're going to discuss how to earn operational authority because a lot of people are confused about that. All right, and this is our current regiment right here. This is every vehicle we have that we haven't purchased with our operational authority yet. We currently only have 400 points. So down here, these 3 empty squares, we can add extra levels or extra units. So if we click on this, it allows us to add another platoon, squadron, or regiment to our current one. So let's hit back. And then below that, you're going to see deployment points, supplies, tactical support, and engineer support. These all have varying costs as well, as you can see. And then after this phase ends, you're going to see costs under each of these units that can be replaced. But let's keep on going. So number one, you only have 400 points. Each of these vehicles, if you can read, they all do different things. They can be anti-tank. They can do basically infantry transports. So let's just click on this first one, and let's just buy one. Let's just get an armored task force to fight off some of the enemy's tanks or troop carriers. Let's call it in. Now under here, you can see you can also upgrade this to levels 1, 2, or 3, where you get like rallies and a few other things. We'll have to go over that a bit more later. And now we only have 275 points. I suggest increasing your deployment points right off the bat. That allows you to call in more troops. And now we only have 125 points left. Personally, I don't think you need supplies. Tactical support, I do not think you need. And engineer support, kind of worthless at this stage. I also don't think you need another regiment. So let's just save it and let's go to events. We don't need to click anything over here. So let's click on this. Okay, now you're presented with another challenging screen. So we can click on one of these cards and it's going to be the event. So you have airspace denied. The blue ones are good. The red ones are bad. So let's just start with air support denied. All right. So we're going to start with a bad event. That means it's going to be against us, while blue would be on our side. All right. And then we're going to load into the map. It shouldn't take very long. I hope I'm not going too fast. I really want to get you guys in the game. All right. Now here we go. Let me turn that down a bit. Here we have green units. These are always here at the start of the map. Over here you can also review at the top left corner, you can review your current event, which is airspace denied. You also see under here are our victory points, which is take east and take Hill 71 and then stage advance at the exit zone. Okay, so what does all that mean, right? That's very complicated. So now we're presented with 2 different symbols. We have our operational authority points and we have our victory points. So here is Hill 71. We need to capture this hill. Now this all doesn't have to be done in one turn. Remember, there's 8 phases. So we need to capture this hill, but in order to get to Hill 71, we have to capture this zone right here because it's all a network. All right, remember there are 2 objectives though. There's Hill East over here, and here's our second objective. You can identified by this orange V. Let's get low. In this town. This is also You need to capture warehouses before you can capture that objective. Up next, we need to secure an exit zone. So here is your staging zone right here to next stage. So when you have both of these objectives, you can capture this zone over here, or you can capture it however you want. You could push down left side, capture the zone, and then focus on capturing that objective next. Overall, it's going to be a process, and you're not going to do it all in one turn. Now, over here you have operational authority. You can only capture these zones one time to earn the points. You can capture them multiple times. It's kind of a tug of war, but you will only earn these 50 points one time. So as you can see, you have 2 zones and tons of opportunity to earn more operational authority is what that's called. Now we have our deployment zones. We have one over here and we have one over here. At the beginning, you can deploy any unit out of any of these zones. After this phase, you will see a blue circle around one of the zones, and you will only be able to deploy a unit inside that blue circle. All right, so let's get into this. So let's deploy our units. So what you'll do is you'll click on one of the deployment zones, and it doesn't matter. If you drag this over here, it's going to automatically switch, and we're just going to deploy a few BMPs, okay? And they're all going to spawn in instantly. And a tank. And let's get crazy with a mortar and artillery. All right. We're going to go over how engineers deal with barriers next and the retreat mechanic. These are 2 foundational concepts that I cannot talk about enough. The retreat mechanic is how you maintain your unit's proficiency. It's how they level up. It's how they reload their guns. Unless you have supply trucks and supply lines, you're going to need to retreat. And since this game's a tug of war, you'll be retreating quite often. So let's hit the spacebar and start the match. All right. Our units are slowly pushing, which is fine. So let's stop this guy, and we're going to hit the T key, and we're going to start shelling this forest. All right. We're also going to this is our engineer platoon. We're going to go over how to clear defensive areas. So we're going to grab him and we're going to push him over here. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to push our IFVs and our tanks up front. And we're going to secure perimeter around this objective, and then we're going to breach through the barriers that you don't see yet, but you're going to see them. So let's grab our advance and let's push them up to here. So, as we slowly advance in all our mortars, I'm not sure what's going on over there, begin raining down on Hill 124, we're going to see a bunch of enemy troops slowly appear. Alright, we're going to move our infantry, our engineers up behind our units as well. So, yep. Here comes our friendly air support. Alright, so let's pause. Hit the spacebar to pause it. We've identified 3 enemy contacts. Over here we have a green health bar. Not so much a health bar, but more of a durability. Reload. These aren't identified yet. They are question marks. So next thing we're going to do is we're just going to deploy more mortars. And like this. So I didn't talk about this, but over here we have our supplies and we have our deployment points. Each one of these units costs a certain amount of deployment points to deploy, and you only have a limited number of them. So if you look over in the top right hand corner, if I take it off you won't see, you're going to see units remaining. That's how many more units we have of this stack. And we can actually deploy like a whole army. Like, we're just taking our time. Like, right? So let's do that. Let's just get everyone out. All our deployment points over here are spent. Let's drop a smoke screen. So over here we have our, I forgot what the word was called. I apologize. But it refills. So we have our smokes. We're paused, and we need to successfully complete this attack. What we're going to do is we're going to drop our infantry over here, and they're going to deploy out. As you notice, the icons have changed. once the infantry are out. So let's hit space. Here's how long it takes. And now look at your icons. You see a line right here. So this is actually an anti-air up there. Strange. Our engineers are still pushing, and we've blocked. Remember, we were falling back. So this unit's suppressed. Let's pause again, and let's select all of our artillery. Hit the T key, and just rain fire upon this hill. Just like that. Now, right here, let's just talk about the retreat mechanic since we have this. Like I discussed, this green bar is our durability or health. We're going to hit Q twice. That's going to initiate a retreat because, remember, we only have limited stacks of this unit. So let's hit QQ. I just retreated all my artillery. No, I didn't. Thank God. All right. Let's select this unit. Hit QQ. It's gone gray. Now we're going to watch this unit up close and watch what it does. Hit space. They pop smoke and they instantly fall back. Now watch this bar right here. We're just going to watch them fall back. We got 30 points over there. They fall back. And then, since they didn't die or get destroyed, we will get them back a lot faster. They take a while to retreat. Now, right here, see? 46, 45 seconds until they respawn. Alright, so let's zoom back up. Get a much bigger overview. Let's pause one more time. Let's select our artillery. Let's select our long range artillery. Let's hit T again. And let's start hammering this position. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to push this infantry to destroy these barriers. Right here you see barriers. These are the only ones that are spotted. Any unit can destroy the barriers, but engineers, this symbol right here, do it way faster than everyone else. So let's grab these units, and they need to be dismounted. So what does that mean? Over here on the right hand side, you'll see change mode. That is your X key. Let's select it. When we hit space, these units are going to dismount, but they are going to move slow. Remember that symbol I told you? Now let's push this unit up to this objective right here. So all you have to do is just move them. When the unit engineer gets there, you're going to see an orange bar pop up. We need to push these two IFVs up here to eliminate that. Okay, another thing we need to talk about is your line of sight key, which is your C key, not your L key. So let's pause. This game is foundationally line of sight, so wherever your mouse is, if you hit the C key and hold it, it's going to draw a line of sight. So let's hover over this unit right here, and let's say we hit C. We can see this unit. It gives us information. It says 50% cover, armor AP 21, armor 2, 100%. All kinds of useful information. You don't even need to hold the line of sight key to see it. But it allows us to see what our units can see from each area, right? So he can see this unit, he can see all the way over here, and when it turns red, he can no longer see outside of his range, correct? He could, if we wanted, not engage that. All right, here we have another suppressed enemy in the woods. We are just firing mortars upon that area. Let's zoom out, and let's just push these units. Just give them a move. And we're only doing this to show you how much faster engineers destroy something. All right, let's pause one more time. Well, again, here we have a lot of flanking going on. Right here. And over here. So let's shut this down. This unit's low on ammo. Look at that. All right, let's get a supply truck out. And let's reorient this unit all the way over here. Let's grab this unit right here. And you can also hover over these units and hold shift. So this green circle is the range. So we could effectively mortar everywhere on this map, pretty much. So if we hit T to demonstrate that, all the way until it's outside of that green circle. Now, this unit is different, remember? So let's hit shift. His green circle is far smaller, so he can't mortar anywhere outside of that green circle. So something to be aware of. I wonder if they'll change it in the future. Let's push this unit up to this hill. They don't really need line of sight on anything. And let's check where we reoriented our IDF, or indirect fire. And let's just provide our teammates with some cover. Alright, we have a supply truck coming out. Alright, remember? These units, like this unit's dismounted, so if we like mount them, they'll go faster. Alright, let's watch this unit work. Alright, watch how fast this orange bar goes down with this engineering unit. They need to be dismounted for this to work. Right? There it goes. Look how much faster that was. Now look at our other two units. Look how slow these are going. So we could effectively, hopefully, pull this unit off. Yeah, they're retreating. And then path them over here. So let's send this engineer unit up to here. So there's really nothing you need to do. And if you hold shift, you can chain commands together. So let's pause again. And hit space to pause. You can pause this game a million times. No one really cares. All right. Now, let's just start hammering this position. And this unit's on its way. Let's hold shift. Nothing is still really in its line of sight. This unit is definitely in a precarious area. So let's say we hover over this unit and hit the line of sight. He can see all the way. Pretty much we need to approach on the back side of this hill, right? Because everything here is compromised. Hover over this unit. He can't see past the hill. So right here is our safe space. So we need to move this IFV onto this side. We need to move these tanks onto this side. This whole flank is pretty much secured. So let's hit space and run. This unit's taking out another barrier for us. These barriers do respawn at the end of each phase. So there's a 50% chance they'll return. There's another barrier down. And we've established everything. So over here we have time compression. Like we've been talking like 4 minutes over here. So you could speed this up by double. You can slow it down all the way to a quarter. Or you can stay at 1. That's pretty much the basics of regiments. That'll get you up and running. That'll get you playing. That'll cover your line of sight tool. Like and subscribe. I hope you liked the video. Let me know if you want me to talk more about regiments.